Well, this is a first. You
It
normally don't
is.
do this like this, do you?
No.
And and you said to me before we started, you said that you're normally not an open person. But that's weird because I'm open.
Right.
I'm so open that I put your openness to shame. You know what I mean? So, well, thank you for joining me today.
Well, thank you.
Yeah. For the first time, you've never been on camera. So this is your first time ever on camera, isn't it?
With you, yes.
With me?
Yes, with you.
What you mean?
Here in your studio.
Oh, yeah, but this is your first time like on a podcast. You've never been on a podcast.
Oh, yeah.
But you've been on TV. Yes, the people should know that you've been on TV before. And what's the movie called? Green Beret?
Green Berets.
You were the little girl in the Green Beret. So if people wanted to know who that little girl was in John Wayne's Green Beret, John Wayne, right?
John Wayne.
Who?
John Wayne.
Well, John.
Long time ago.
A long time ago. If you ever wanted to know who that little girl was, she looked Asian. That was my mama. That was you.
That was me.
I was a guest on Oprah Winfrey's podcast. And in the podcast, she interviewed Iyanla Vanzant, which you know Iyanla Vanzant. And I think you admire her work. Do you like her work? I like her work
I
too.
do.
And she wrote a book called Spiritual Hygiene. And how the story goes is that they put a post on Instagram. I filled it out. It took like a couple of weeks, I think a month and a half, I think. I really forgot about it. They messaged me and they asked me to come on the show. I didn't really know if they were going to do that. Like they just asked me, and I said, I remember I was at the home, and I ran to your room and I said, they asked me to be on the show. You remember that?
Yeah.
And you said, and so they would tell me they were going to fly me out and all these things. But at the time, you didn't know why they were going to be on the show. So I went to the show, and if people are watching this, then the show has already been aired. So my question to Iyanla, I was tasked to ask Iyanla a question on the show. Everything was scripted as far as my question was scripted. Nothing else as far as Iyanla's response, none of that was scripted. But everything else as far as my question was scripted. And my question was, how do you feel in a family that doesn't feel? Then I went into how I was raised and how I had to be in foster care. We're going to clear that up because you disagree with my version of the story. But how I was in foster care, and then Auntie and Poppy had to take me in, and blase, blase. So that was it. And so people don't know this, but before I even got offered to be on Oprah, you wanted to sit down with me anyway to tell our story. Correct?
That is right.
That is right. That is right. That is right. He's so classy right now. Okay, but see, God worked this all out because now we had no choice but to tell the story because it's already out there now. So I wanted to sit down with you because I wanted to hear your version of what happened, how I was raised. But I also want someone who's watching, maybe a son who has a similar life happen or life experience with his mother or his father, or maybe a mother who has children who has similar lives, to see this interview and be changed because of it. Because I just believe that God can use moments like this to heal other people. Don't you agree with that?
Most certainly. I mean, there is time in your life that it's so unexpected happen.
Yeah.
Things that you want so badly, and then it doesn't turn out the way you want it.
Yeah.
So in my case, I wanted a family. Like our culture is that we known to have a family, and it's got to be for life. We stand with our husband, you know, and it's there for forever. You have children, you know, there for the home, take care of the home, take care of the kids. But in my life, that didn't happen exactly.
Yeah. Yeah. So speaking of that, where, what happened to you? Like, how was your childhood? Was your childhood good, or was it not good? Was it happy? Was it, or do you even remember your childhood?
Well, I do know that I am an adopted child. I was not told until the age of 12. And I think that from the age of 12, my life changed. Somewhere mentally, I really changed. It started to really hurt within. I love the parents that I had, but for some reason, from 12 to 18, I was another person. I was going through a cycle. I went through high school. I started just being instead of being the goody two-shoe person, I went from smoking cigarettes to being this little bad little girl in school, and then being a good little girl at home. And then I just started just being like going through emotional little girl. Well, now a young girl at 18. Just trying to find myself. Again, I'm from a Army military background. My father was, I would say he's strict. I think he was just a person that was trying to be who he was. I can't say that parent is a parent. A parent's going to be the person that's got their rules. They just want to, they're making their book just as well as we are as parents. So mom would do the cleaning. That mom would be the one to make sure that the house was kept. Dad would go to work. So I just moved on, make sure that I was doing the grades. I wasn't always a good A and B student, but I was a ABC student.
Yeah. That's me too. And and let me just say this: you had enough. I see why you had so much grace for me, because I was not an AB student like Miracle was. Miracle was AB, A plus. I mean, she was that kind of girl, but not your boy here. And you had a lot of grace for me because I was more of a C minus, almost a B, not even close to a B plus student. So I can see why you've had so much grace, because you never shamed me for having a C, but now hearing or remember hearing how you were also not an AB student, I thought, oh, okay, she get my struggle then. She gets me.
Yeah, because, I also struggle with stuttering. I had problems as a very young age of stuttering. So being adopted, I think that emotional issue, that coming from an orphanage, I think that at a very, very young age.
How old were you then when you came from the orphanage?
I was 5.
5 years old, and then Poppy and Tita adopted you.
Right. So I had
lived with them.
There was 4 other siblings, all in an orphanage, and I was out of the 5, was the only one left. And to the story. So what really entails to the story, I don't know the truth, but this is what was told, that from my mother's recognition of it was that I was the last of the 5 that was adopted.
And you don't know your real family still to this day.
I don't, and I have been asked, why don't I? And I said, I for some reason, I choose to close that door. I close that book because if the book had been closed from the beginning, why do I want to open it? I had parents that choose to continue to help me, to raise me. They provided for me.
You just rather not go into how all that went down.
No, but I don't. As a parent, I can't be mad at them.
Sure.
I can't, for whatever reason they
did what they had to do.
they had to do. Because like you said, I had my struggles. I did my bad. So I get it. Although I don't understand why they did what they did, they may still be living. But one day,
They may have watched this interview.
yeah,
Who knows?
you never know. But I mean, that just did a lot for a kid to know at 12 that you're looking at two people that are not yours. Who are you? What are you? I had a lot of questions.
Were you depressed then?
Oh, I was so depressed until 12 to 8, maybe 18. Every year on my birthday, I would think of the mother that gave me away.
Do you still think of that?
I don't think of her anymore. I don't think of her. I did for a very, very long time. Every birthday, I would dread my birthday. I would dread it. May 31st. It would come and I just dread it. And I just, it was like another day. But I would think of that lady that gave birth. And I'm like, why and how could you?
What's her name? Daisy or
Daisy.
Nunez?
Daisy.
Yeah.
And it's funny because the flower daisy is all around us. The spring comes, those are the flowers
The ones at the house.
And they're around the house. And I was like, wow. But
so how old were you when you first had Miracle? Because people know us that it's me and Miracle, but you've had other children that obviously, unfortunately, didn't make it. But the ones that did, me and Miracle, how old were you when you had Miracle?
I was in my 30s.
30. You was in your 30s?
It was. I waited.
I didn't know that.
I waited a little later for you guys.
Wait, 30 mean you were like early 30s or
I was
late
early
30s?
30s for you guys.
Okay, and then you had me at what age?
A little later, 2 years later, 32, 33.
Right, of course, because Miracle. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, and what kind of child? This ain't about Miracle. So Miracle could have her own interview. Okay.
Okay.
What kind of child was I? Well, first let's go to the birth. When you found out you were pregnant by my father, what were you thinking? Were you excited? Was it unexpected? Was it expected or what?
Well, I told your father that I wanted another baby because I knew here I'm in my 30s and I said I want another baby.
Okay, so y'all definitely...
And he was like, so, because he already had others, but I was like, I really want another one. And so I didn't care if boy or girl. I said I wanted another one. So he's like, okay. So you were planned in my book, in my eyes, you were planned.
Probably not to him, huh?
I don't know.
That's funny.
But in my eyes, in my view, you were planned.
Okay.
And
when you found out, you were excited?
I was.
Okay.
I was. Because I feel like my mom, my biological mother, had 5. And so for me, I had tried so long in my marriage to have one when we couldn't have any that I was like, okay, I want this. I want to have children. So, and I'm able to now. So I was like, wow.
You were so exciting.
Yeah.
Because you ever had Miracle, but then here I come. I'm your boy. Come on,
yeah. Well, we didn't know what you were, but
Okay. But when you found out, like, dang, come on, I got a boy.
Right, right.
What kind of joyful moments do you remember about just birthing me, or just the time of my arrival?
Well, your arrival was, from the beginning, was an excitement because you were born in an ambulance. So what a way
Which
to go.
was not my choice, okay? So y'all often joke that I couldn't wait, but it was not my choice, okay? Or probably was my choice if I'm thinking about it as a baby, but yeah.
And I have to say that ambulance sound was in my ear forever and ever,
really?
And many, many years.
Really?
Yeah, so I really, every time I hear an ambulance siren, I'm just like, oh my gosh, there's a baby born somewhere.
Did you, so those are the joyful moments that you had? Those were the joyful moments?
Oh, there's many, but I'm just saying that was one of the
what
first.
was one? Give me one joyful moment that you remember. Maybe the first time seeing me, or what was a joyful?
Well, son, you were a preemie. You were a 2-pounder. 2
and now
ounce.
I'm a 230-something pounder. Well, it might be 3, maybe 3.
You were the most precious 2-pounder, 2 ounces that I've ever seen. And I remember the first time they let me see you because I was on one side in the other room dying because I had contracted walking pneumonia. And you were, of course, also dying because you had weak lungs. The lady allowed the nurse and another, I don't know, CSU, some class was coming by, and
Nursing students probably.
Yeah, that I can remember. There was some class going by, and a young lady stopped at the glass, and they allowed me to hold you for a second in the nuke, and I was holding you in just one hand.
Yeah.
And I remember your head was here, and your legs and arms were just hanging. And she looked, and she asked me this one question. She says, "How does it feel to hold a baby that small?" And I said, "It feels great." And that's all I could say because I was like, it's my baby. And he's going to grow. It took you about a month to grow. Well,
But it was scary.
But it was scary.
Yeah.
I couldn't tell her how I really felt.
Yeah.
But, because, you look kind of skinny and a little bony. Yes. But
Mimi said that she was too scared. She didn't want to see me like that. That's what Mimi.
Yeah,
my grandmother.
Your grandmother
my
was,
dad's father.
She didn't. But for me, I had to face the reality of what I made you go through. Because yes, I did was struggling with drugs. I didn't realize what I could do to myself and to you. And that made me say, you know what?
So you were doing drugs while you were pregnant?
I did at the beginning, and then I stopped.
Okay.
And then I was like, I can't do this. I can't continue to do this to both of us.
Was that the reason why I came a little early? Or
Actually, it was.
Was that pre-me?
They stated that it was because I had pneumonia. I had caught pneumonia during the period of time.
Okay, but that had nothing to do with the drugs, though, did it?
No. So I had, like I said, I had relapsed afterwards.
Relapse after the birth.
Because they took you, and this is where the
state
foster.
Okay, okay. So let me get this straight. So you have me. First of all, you were doing drugs. What kind of drugs were you doing?
It was cocaine.
Doing cocaine. You were doing cocaine, and you're pregnant with me. Then you stop, and then you have me, and then you use again.
Yeah, so the news of you losing you, it really did set me back.
Okay, it set you back to relapse.
Yeah.
How long were you clean between when you stopped and then when you started again? How long were you clean?
I say months because it was, I can't remember. It's been so long, Matthew. It's been so long, but I know that it just one day said, "Hey, we taking him," because we can't. The stability of the home. We're considering you an unstable mother. And I said, all of this came back to me to say, okay, I'm being just like my biological mother. This could be why she couldn't keep me.
Because she was on drugs. Yeah.
Oh, I don't know.
Could have been, yeah.
For whatever reason. But I said, this is why she lost me and why she couldn't keep me.
Yeah.
So I said, okay, this is not going to happen.
Yeah.
I'm not going to let the state get her.
Right.
There's no way.
And they did, but they ultimately did.
They did.
They did. They had me up until, I don't know how long they had me up until Auntie and Poppy.
Oh, we had to move fast. Fast.
Yeah. Cause I think there's a picture of my dad or Auntie or Poppy or somebody visiting me at some home. If that is a picture and a real thing, if I'm not mistaken. You know what picture I'm talking about?
No, I'm not sure.
Okay.
I know that there's a picture that there's a office that we had to go to.
Okay.
And there was like the case manager that we would have to talk to. And that case manager, we would have to meet and talk. And your dad and I had talked to the case manager. We would have to show proof that we were clean. We would have to show proof that we were doing what we had to do. It was a process, in other
Right.
words. So I had to show proof for so many weeks that I was being clean, that I had a job, I had to do this. So I made sure I did what I had to do.
Sure.
Your dad had to do what he had to do. So we had a program that we had to
Sure.
meet. So both of us had to do what we had to do to get you back in the home. In the meantime, you still had to be in that foster care. So while you're in foster care,
Auntie and Poppy were trying to get
your uncle,
give me their name, right? Or they were going to
the
court.
guardianship is what it's called.
Okay, sure, yeah.
The guardianship. So the guardianship had to be placed in place so that you wouldn't be in the system. So there's where your aunt and uncle had to be in place. And I hold them so dearly. If it wasn't for them, because I had a mother that was dying. She was sick.
Yeah.
I had a dad that was incapable of helping.
Sure. And no sisters or no cousins.
I didn't have help.
Yeah.
I was on literally by myself because they turned away.
Yeah.
My what I thought was, she was like a sister to me, but she was really my mother's niece. She turned her back.
Sure.
She said, "Well, I don't want to help no drug addict."
Sure.
And my dad's like, "No, you're on your own. You know that that's who you wanted to be with. Let him.
Yeah.
You take care of your own."
Yeah, they were definitely, Auntie and Poppy were definitely our saving grace.
They were, and I was mad and angry, not at them. I was angry because I put myself in that situation. But again, I'm thankful. I'm just thankful.
Yeah, me too. I'm thankful for them. Sometimes I get teary eyed thinking about what they were able to do, and like they didn't. I don't know how the process were. I don't know if they second guessed it, but they never made me feel like they second guessed taking me in and just doing what they done, for me. And they still do, a lot of things. But so I don't want people to think that they just did that and they're gone, because they're not gone. They're still very much present in my life. But sometimes I do get emotional thinking about it, because it could have gone a lot differently.
Oh, absolutely.
For me and for you. So when I think about saving grace and what that means, Auntie and Poppy are definitely the definition of that. And yeah.
I get emotional. I do. And
me too.
Every time at that point of the story, I get emotional. I know it's been, how old are you now?
28.
It never amazes me how God is in that story, because like I said, you're in one table or one bed, and I'm on another bed dying. And
how were you? You said you were 30.
I was 33. And I was wanting you so badly, and this is how I got you in. And I'm like, how do I get in this mess?
Yeah. But how did you start using? Was it?
You know what? I got in. I started just by. I got really in. I was married to a military fellow. He was a good man, but he, I think we just lost each other. When you lose each other in a relationship, in a marriage, of 14 years, and he went his way, I went mine. I lost, and like I said, I've suffered from depression for years and years, and didn't find help. I didn't find help in myself, and even though I was in church for years and years. I grew up in church.
Yeah.
But for some reason, you know how you walk in church, but yet you don't hear the word?
Mm-hmm.
That was me.
Mm-hmm.
I had a face, a mask, that everything was good. I would go to work. I'm smiling. I'm having a wonderful day. How are you?
Yeah.
But I'm at home. I'm crying. Yeah. It's dark.
This is when you were married to your first husband.
I am like.
You were how old when you married him?
I was 23.
Oh, 23. So you hadn't had Miracle yet.
No.
So you were depressed in marriage.
I was depressed. I was happy because, we were military, we were travelers, we were, financially, what I thought was
Sure.
financially
Sure.
stable. We didn't have any kids yet, and we were just the two of us,
Yeah,
and we were
just
just, we were happy, and money was different then. Money was
he using too?
Oh no.
Okay. Okay.
No.
So you got after divorce. I'm assuming after divorce, that's when you started using.
After I got divorced, I was, I guess how they say, tell me who you're with, I'll tell you who you are. I got into someone that was smoking marijuana,
Oh, okay.
and I don't know, for some reason I said, let me try that.
And then it just started. And you were 20.
I don't know, late 20s maybe? Late 20s then. And I was drinking. I don't drink. I don't do. And I was just starting doing things that I don't do.
Yeah. Yeah, because what happens is when we do things that don't honor who we are, we just start getting involved in things that don't serve us well. And it's not that we're bad people. It's just that when you don't know any better and you don't know how to navigate your emotions, all you do is what you think feels good in that moment. You know what I mean?
You know what? I really think that I was trying to cover up what I was missing. I was missing what I'm trying to feel, that emptiness was something good. Yeah. Please make me happy. Please. Okay, is that a beer? Okay, hey, make me happy. Yeah. Is that a cigarette? Make me happy. Is that cocaine? Let me make it happy. Yeah. I want something to make me happy. Is that a husband? Let me have this husband that can make me happy. Make something make me happy. All I wanted was somebody to make me happy. I wanted to just don't know why this young girl couldn't make anybody happy. Why I couldn't make my dad happy. Why I couldn't make my ex-husband happy. Why can I get this lady happy? Because myself, they say you have to make yourself happy to be happy. But why I can't be happy?
Yeah. I know you can't see what I'm smelling and you can't sense what I'm smelling. But what I'm telling you is that what my body's inhaling right now is clean air. Most air disinfection systems in high-risk places are outdated and ineffective. But the Solus X2 by Ventilux, oh baby, that's changing the game. Using advanced UVC LED technology, the Solus X2 destroys, I'm talking about fight it off, airborne viruses, bacteria, and mold in real time. This is why we here at MSW Production uses it. It doesn't need filters. It doesn't use harsh chemicals. It's compact, quiet, and safe for occupied spaces. It's continuously recycling clean, breathable air. The reason why we use it here at MSW Productions is because we have so many people coming in and out of the building. We would need to have something pushing out clean air to keep us healthy. It's not just a regular purifier. No. Don't play it short. It is the next level of protection. I'm telling you, you want to get this for your building, especially for hospitals.
And so I was like, Arlene, you got to get it together here. You got to get it together. So I had friends. Yes, I had friends. I had more male friends. And my ex-husband used to get mad because why are you hanging out with them? I'm like, it's the only people that I can talk to because you don't talk to me. I was talking to 2 dogs that didn't even talk back to me. Those are my best friends, were 2 dogs. I wanted someone to talk to me, to tell me that I'm wanted, that I'm loved, that I'm special. that I'm worthy. There was nobody. I had a beautiful 3-bedroom home, 2 baths, beautiful. He provided for me. Yes, he provided me, but he was never home. Yes, he provided. I can go to a store and I had the money, but I didn't have nobody there. So drugs was my answer. And it numbed me for this little bit, man, just this little bit. And I was happy for that little bit. And it continued. And then, of course, my mom started to get sick. And so, of course, that man there decided, okay, I don't want you no more. And
Your father.
My ex-husband
Your
said,
ex-husband, okay.
My ex-husband says, I don't want you anymore. You found someone else. I said, okay.
He just all woke up one day and said
he told me he didn't love me no more.
Wow. How long were y'all married then?
14 years.
14 years. He just got up and left.
Yeah. He said I could have everything in the house, but he wanted the house. I said, fine.
So you left and you went back to Papi and Tita.
Well, I met the funny thing is I stayed in Savannah because I didn't know what else to do at the moment. I stayed in Savannah. We lived in Savannah, Georgia, and I met my daughter's father. And he became my friend and he still is of today. He's a good father to my daughter. And he is like I said, a good friend. And but I came to Columbus to take care of my mom.
Sure.
She was my priority.
You know, I often forget that you've had so much life at a young age. And I think hearing you say that, I hear it differently now than what you've said in the past, because I've sometimes find myself angry at you sometimes because of what happened, and not like rageful, like I hate you, and I've never been that way. I just anger, like what happened? Why did I always have to get the bad end of the stick? You know what I mean? In that way. So it's never been like hateful, like I don't want to talk to you or anything like that. But hearing you say that you were married, you were so sad and depressed, and you were married to a man who had he had no concern for your mental health and was in that for 14 years. I can see now how you can easily slip into the life that you slipped into.
And I don't want to blame him, because
I know I was not blaming him, but it's like, dang, you just, again, you only do what you think is right at the time. You don't know. And
I easily could have talked to him.
Yeah.
But again, I'm not a transparent person. I always keep things inside because that is who I am.
Yeah.
I'm learning as I get older to be more open.
Yeah.
But I don't blame him. It was me that I should have said,
yeah,
hey,
y'all were really young too when you got married. You guys
I
were
said,
young.
hey, hon, this is what's happening to me. What's going on? I should have been that wife, but I wasn't, because he wasn't that way either.
Sure.
It's our culture. Hispanic. He was Hispanic. I'm Hispanic. So it's just like, I should have been that, but.
Yeah, but I think what I'm saying is, hearing you say that, it reminds me, or it gives me room to give more grace to you as my mom, because you have had life that I have never experienced. So I don't know what it's like to be married and to be depressed and to be sad. So thank you for sharing that. I mean, you shared it to me before, but I've never quite heard it in that way. You know what I mean? Okay, so you married for 14 years, divorce, you go back to Papi and Tita. You were using at that time, or no, you moved to Savannah. You go to stay in Savannah and you meet Miracle's dad, and then you go back home. Were you using in that time too, or how were you? It was on and off thing.
Yeah, so I was clean the majority of the time.
Okay.
So when I met her dad, I was clean.
Yeah.
I really was. I wanted to really focus on mom, taking care of her.
What was she sick of? What was wrong with her?
Well, I did. I really didn't know until I got there that she just really just had some heart issues, some asthma
was it
issues.
heart failure or something like
Actually, she had her asthma was really bad, and then it became her her heart was hurting.
So you had to go straight into caregiving. So you had Miracle then, right?
I did.
So you had Miracle. So
did.
you at this point you were in your 30s.
And then it didn't work out with Miracle's dad, so I moved to Columbus.
And then you became a caretaker for your mom.
Yeah.
At the time. Wow, so you really didn't have time to like stop and process.
Right. So I did have
I've never thought about it in this way.
So that healing was I guess it's an ongoing thing. You didn't heal from one rejection to another rejection, if I could say it like that, because you get kind of a bounce ball, kind of you're bouncing. So I went from getting hurt to another hurt because now I'm hurt that I'm having to take care of mom.
Because you get to you're seeing her in a state that you're not used to seeing her in.
I'm not. This is a mom that I didn't know.
Yeah.
And then mom is now signs of dementia.
Yeah, I feel that so much.
I've got a mom that is not a mom.
I feel that with Mimi.
Yeah.
And I've never probably said this out loud, but it's sometimes hard for me to see her not needing more assistance and not being able to walk quite well on her own. Like it's hard for me to see her like that. So I can only imagine what it was like for you to see your mom, who's always could do for herself. You know what I mean? To have that kind of. So what I'm saying is I resonate with you in that feeling because I relate that to Mimi is how hard it is for me to see her in this state that she's in.
But I have to say that I appreciate every moment at that time. I wish you could see you guys now. And
I never really got the chance to meet her in my adult. I don't have a memory of Theta. I have pictures with her, but I don't have a memory of like Miracle does. Miracle remembers certain things that she used to do. I think I remember some things, but I can't quite sure. Okay, so then you met my father, and he was also in his own battles with addiction as well, right? Or was he?
Yeah, I met him at a party. I had a friend's at work. I met someone that says, "Hey, they're having a Christmas party," and I met him, and he was at the other end of the room, and I could notice that someone was looking right at me, so I'm looking at him, and I'm trying to look away, and I don't know. I just happened to sit close to him, and he got up and said, "Hey," and I said, "Hey, your hands are cold," and I remember him saying. And if he's watching this, I'll know he'll say this. I said, "Your hands are cold." He says, "A cold hand's a warm heart."
Player, okay.
So I'm like, I guess that's what we became friends after that. And so we started talking, and we met and said, but I really, really didn't like Dad at first, but we became good friends.
Yeah.
And like I said, I didn't know that.
Did you guys use together? You guys used to use drugs together?
Yes.
Okay.
But I didn't know that at first.
You didn't know he was using?
I didn't, because that night, that wasn't my intentions. That night, that wasn't my intentions. That night was just a party. I say party was just a Christmas party, so it wasn't that kind. It wasn't that kind of party, so I didn't know that.
You didn't do all that.
No, not that I'd remember. So he might have it at his side, but not for me. Right. Yeah, it was just one of those things, and I saw him another time, and then it went from there. But
yeah, and then y'all built a relationship, and then you had another child that didn't make it, right?
Right.
And then you had me, and then I made it. And so tell me, you've been clean a long time now.
Yeah, you're how old?
I'm 28. So you've been clean 29, almost 30 years. Is that what you're saying? Oh, I didn't know, but my age was the.
Yeah. So
I didn't know that.
I quit shortly after you were born. I couldn't. I said I couldn't. We
Sure.
could not have. I could not do it, knowing that what happened. Well, I just knew after I had lost my mom.
Yeah.
I know I had no more. It was hard because then Dad was not gonna be there for me. I knew this because he was not happy the first go around. Dad was my how should I say this? Dad, that army sergeant, that mentality that he had, it was like, girl, you better get it together.
Yeah. He didn't really have too much grace. Or too much. He didn't have too much
right?
patience.
Exactly. He was like, girl, I don't know what's wrong with you. You know, what's going on? He was quick to say, you got to get that out of here. You know, it's like that. What's wrong with you? And I said, well, I don't know, man. I don't know. But that is, if I have to say this to any girl that's out there struggling with it, to find what's really the trigger of your happiness, to find it.
Yeah. What was your trigger?
The trigger is that depression can get you really.
So the cause of it was
The cause is
the depression.
Is depression. If
Yeah.
you can find,
What the cause is.
yes.
And how did you like tell me what you said the moment you realized you needed to get clean, but what was there a particular specific thing that you did to be clean, or did you just stop using?
What made me stop using
Well, you said what made you stop using was that you ultimately was
was you.
trying to be a better parent for me.
That's right. To be a better parent,
Right.
but to stop.
Yeah. What did you join a program? Did you join?
Well, can I be honest with you? Those programs did not work for me.
Okay.
To go to when is it?
Double A, something like that. I forgot, man.
You see what I'm saying?
I don't even know.
And I'm so
No
sorry.
shade to anybody,
shade.
right? Anybody
I'm so
who's
sorry.
in them classes.
NACA.
Yeah, please stay in them classes. But
Please, but it did not work for me. I
Yeah.
don't know what it is. If that depression sat so low on me, forgive me. I could not sit to someone else, and then I'm over here struggling with the addiction, and then I'm hearing someone else as bad as I am over here.
Yeah.
I'm feeling sorry for you. I'm falling same way you are.
Yeah.
I couldn't. I was over here crying with you.
I understand.
And I couldn't. So I couldn't
You
do
just
it.
quit cold turkey.
I had to know. You know what I have to say is I went to one day, I'm going to share this with you. I was in a hotel. I had just finished using. And I said, I have no more. And I call home. I call, and my mother answered. And I hear my baby, not you.
Miracle.
I hear my baby. Is that my mommy?
Oh.
And I hear my mom said, what do you want? And I tell her, can I say hello to my baby? And my baby's in the background saying, tell her to come home. And I hung up. Because right there and then, I asked God, take me home. Because I said, either take me home, God, or find me a way to die. Because I can't do this. I can't do this alone. Either I commit suicide tonight. I just can't do this. And I had to let go of your dad. I had to let go of everything. I said, this is it. I can't do this. And so this is why I say, if I tell anybody The drug is not the answer. It is not. I see these ladies walking the streets, and I said, these ladies, if I can just grab, I watch these soap operas, these novellas, the Spanish novellas.
They be killing each other, novella though.
I mean, watching them, I was like, this is how I'm saying, if I could just help all these ladies and all these girls are walking these streets and looking at and feeling these drugs or doing these drugs and say, hey, that's not the answer.
Yeah.
It's not the answer. We're bringing these children and coming in, the minds are not right. They have all these issues. And it's just, for me, I had to stand strong and say no more.
Right.
I had to
So that's what you did.
I had to put my foot down and say, God, guide me. Take this taste away.
Yeah.
I had to keep saying that over and over and over and over and over. Take this taste away, because this taste is killing me. I had to keep saying that over and over.
And it's destroying the relationships that matter.
I had to let go of your dad. I had to let go of everything that it was hurting me. I mean, your dad is not a bad guy.
Yeah.
Your dad could. Oh, he could cook.
Yeah.
He could clean the house.
Praise the Lord. It's a different generation of kind of man. Okay.
Dad was a good man, but I just had to let go.
Sure.
It was hard.
Yeah, but you did it. You did it, and I think what people should get from this is that that God met you right where you were, and He ultimately saved your life, and you've been clean for 29 or 20, 30 years,
28, mm-hmm.
28 years now, and you haven't used since. You don't look back, and you live freely in who you are. And I think that that is very, very honorable. I think that's very honorable.
But I don't glorify any of that. I just thank God.
Yeah.
That He walked me through it.
Sure.
Because, to be honest with you, I couldn't have done it by myself.
Yeah.
I mean, I know that I did wrong. I know that I did what I did. And sure, if I had to do it all over again, I would do it all differently. Yeah. But and I speak, if I had to share with a room of girls about it, I would tell them, hey, this is what I did, but this was not what I wanted to.
Right, and then this doesn't have to be your thing.
Right.
So let's say there's a room, an empty room, and your 12-year-old self is sitting in this room, waiting for your now self, who you are today. And she's waiting for you to give her advice or give her a hug or whatever. She's waiting for you. What are you saying to her in that moment?
I tell that 12-year-old that I love you. And it's going to be okay.
Yeah.
It's going to be okay. That I'm here for you, Yeah. That no matter what, God is there for you.
Yeah.
That He never forsakes you. I know that life is tough, that's for sure. But He walks with us, that's for sure. That dark shadow that I used to see is no longer there.
Yeah.
I see light.
Sure.
I do. I really do. The only darkness I see is the night that when I go to bed.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that 12-year-old, I can just hug her and just, I can say it's going to be okay.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Well,
we did it, Matthew.
Thanks for sitting down with me.
You're welcome.
And I hope that my goal is that I really, really, really hope that somebody is watching this and they're in that hotel room calling back home
Ah,
and they hear their baby and they choose to do exactly what you did and get right. And you may stumble sometimes, and because I've battled with my own addictions, not to drugs but to other things. Um, so I can resonate with you in the aspect of trying to do better, and then you fall, and do better, and then you fall. But so I know enough to say that it is a daily journey
yeah,
to do better. It's a daily dying to yourself so that Jesus can heal you.
it is.
Yeah, and I think if I can take anything from this conversation is that my um, respect for you has grown. Not that I didn't respect you. It's just that I've never heard it in the way that you've just said it. I think my grace for you has grown a lot hearing this, and um, my way of thinking about who you are as a mom is a little bit different now. Uh, so
Thank you for having me, Matthew. Appreciate it.
you're welcome. You're welcome. So love you.
Love you.